Zach here, full-time reseller, and I'm outside of my local Goodwill. It's Monday morning and it's time to go out and get that bread. All right, I found this Carhartt quarter snap and I'm glad I looked it up. I didn't think it was probably worth a whole lot, but Carhartt is my business partner in crime. And so I went ahead and punched in the style code here, looked it up, and fortunately this guy is worth the grab. There was only 3 listed and 9 have sold, so that's a 300% sell-through rate. And it is $10. They tend to sell for about 30 to 40 bucks. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick this guy up, run it across with a lint roller, and hopefully sell it pretty quick. So because denim is super hot right now, especially jackets and vintage denim pants, this bad boy, I'm gonna go ahead and grab it. It's $13, but it is flannel lined. And it does have a hood that's canvas, which is kind of strange, but it's actually a chore style jacket or barn field jacket, whatever you want to call it. So it's got multiple things going for it that I can stack in the listing to help sell it. And I've sold a whole bunch of Levi Strauss denim jackets already this year, as well as short coats. So this is kind of a hybrid. Gonna grab it. Trying to find that vintage Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle or like a Briar Reeves toy horse or any kind of cool toy. I hadn't found any good vintage toys in a while. All right, so heads up for all you guys out there that are into hard goods and maybe want to do cast iron. Be real careful doing really generic cast iron. This is a Mainstays cast iron pan. That's a Walmart brand, and these are made in China. You need to be real cautious because some of these generic brands that make cast iron can have lead in them. So stick to the old vintage stuff like Wagner, Griswold, Dixie Foundry. All those brands are solid. Okay, I found these Selwa men's hiking shoes, and I did look them up. This is a great brand, and I actually have a pair of boots that I hike in. They're legit, but they're very dirty and the tread is a little bit worn, and they are about $10 and some change, but they do sell for about 35 to 45 bucks. As I keep saying, I really hate cleaning shoes, so I'm just gonna leave them here, walk around, see if I can't find anything else in better condition, and I might grab them. Gonna think on it. All right, these words couldn't be any truer. Don't sell a lot of t-shirts, as I always say, but I do sell American Fighter, but this guy's a black colorway and it's pretty faded and it's not a great size, so just gonna walk on. So just caught my eye. This is a print everybody knows. I went ahead and had the associate open up the case to let me look at it, and it is definitely a fake, which I figured it would be. Alrighty, so I decided to go ahead and walk on the Selwa hiking trail shoes. They were just beat up, and I hate cleaning shoes. I know y'all probably know that if you watch my videos, but pretty happy to find what I did find today. That Levi's chore coat I'll have to do a little research on. I'm not so certain it's vintage. It kind of looks like it is, but I don't want to say yes or no to that. But I bet you I could probably sell that guy for maybe 40 to 50 bucks, maybe even a little bit more. As for the Carhartt, as I said, those are going for about $40. And the Patagonia hat might be worthy of 20 bucks around there. But like I said, if it fits okay, I'll probably just keep it for myself and we'll go from there. Other than that, I'm going to go ahead and hit several other small thrift stores in my local area today. Had a little hiccup and I was planning on going to Southern Colorado where the thrifting is a lot better. But my daughter wasn't feeling real good this morning, so I thought I was going to have to stay home with her. And then for whatever reason, I imagine she must have went back to school because I never heard from her mother. So it just kind of threw my plans, but that is life. Life's going to always throw punches at you. You got to slip them, you got to counter them, and you got to know how to stand back up. So gonna go ahead and hit the road hard. If you've made it this far, please reach out there and hit that like button. I'd appreciate it. It lets me know I'm doing a good job and you appreciate what I'm showing you. Okay, so here's the skinny. I was heading to another smaller thrift store in the town I'm currently in after I had left the Goodwill, and I received a text message from one of the employees at the thrift store that is right down the road from my house. And these ladies are so freaking sweet. They are literally putting stuff to the side for me that they know I source. And so I get this text message from probably my favorite employee at the store, and she says, Carhartt jacket, tags are still on it. Okay. And so I sent her a quick text back. I said, stash it for me. I'm heading there now. And so this goes back to that point I was making, that just being friendly, having that charisma, and just being nice to people will never hurt. And so it doesn't take any more effort to be nice than it does to be ugly. It probably takes less. And so I'm gonna go ahead and boogie over there now. Today didn't start out like I wanted it to, but I'm super happy it's going the way it is. And so I'm gonna go ahead and time travel about 15 minutes. Right, so just showed up at my local thrift, and unfortunately it wasn't a Carhartt jacket, it was a shacket, but it is brand new with tags on it. And today is a $5 fill-a-bag sale. They do that every Monday at this establishment, which I haven't had a whole lot of luck with finding a bunch of stuff on the day they do that sale. But I'm gonna go ahead and look around, and regardless, if I don't find anything else, I'll be happy to pick up a Carhartt shacket for $5. So one of the joys I find in reselling is anytime I'm actually in a thrift store and I'm like sourcing through women's jackets, or I'm looking in the kids aisle through kids toys, and I get a lot of weird funky looks from people, especially when I'm in women's clothing aisles. And if they only knew what I was selling some of this junk for, they probably wouldn't look at me so strangely. I'll go ahead and grab this guy here and just be happy that somebody would reach out to me and let me know they had something new with tags on it and want to make a deal. I'm ready to head out of my local thrift store. Went ahead and picked up, definitely picked up the Carhartt, and then threw a Wrangler very basic 2XL pearl snap long sleeve shirt in. It was just a couple bucks. Won't make a whole lot off of those, and I typically walk away from shirts like that, especially of the lighter, cheaper material, but it was in exceptional shape and was in a great size. It was like a 2XL, and so went ahead and just grabbed it because it's cheap, something to list, and it'll sell. It'll just take a while. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop filming today, but I'm gonna go ahead and resume filming tomorrow and just go ahead and continue on. I found that doing several days of shooting content is probably a little bit more entertaining to you, the viewing audience, because I do live in a smaller area, and sometimes sourcing a handful of items in just a morning can be sometimes hard for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll with what I've done the last few videos and just make this kind of a two-part video. So thanks again, and we'll continue on tomorrow. All right, I'm back at it again. It's the next morning, and I'm getting ready to race in here to the Durango Goodwill to hopefully find some things to buy for profit. I will again share with you what I paid for the item, what I think I'm gonna sell it for, the materials and the brand, and hopefully we find some good stuff today. Walk in the store, first thing I do is come to the jackets. I find this puffer, and I see it's got this big hole, and they got it priced at like 24 bucks, which is crazy. So happened to mosey upon this Jordan sweater, but it's got a bunch of stains to the front, and they got it priced up. And Jordan's just a really popular brand because Jordan's the GOAT. And most of these thrift stores know that. So it's hard to find a Jordan piece lately that isn't priced to the roof. So gonna skip on this men's extra large Patagonia Cinchilla vest. Seems to be okay other than the tag is ripped. And it is $9.99, but I usually can sell these for about $25 to $35 depending on condition and color. And then just right behind it is a Patagonia knit jacket. It does have some outside embroidery on it, but I just sold this same jacket like a month ago without the outside embroidery for like 40 something bucks. So I'm gonna scoop it up. It is 10 bucks, and Patagonia is usually money. A North Face men's hoodie. It is extra large, but the price is just too high on it, but it's got a sweet graphic. I wish it was a little bit smaller. I'd pick it up for myself. On this Patagonia Cinchilla zip up fleece, and so I'm gonna go ahead and grab it. It does have some outside embroidery. It's definitely priced up, but I think I make my money back out of it. Found this super sweet North Face half zip, but it's priced at $24.99, and despite it being kind of cool and original, I'm just gonna walk on it. Too much money. So I made mention of this in a video just a while back. I am coming across a lot of Patagonia today, and there's a whole bunch of button-up men's short sleeve shirts. This is actually an item for Patagonia I would generally skip on. These just don't sell that well. There's a lot of them out there, and I'm not sure why these don't go that well, because most Patagonia stuff does sell well, but I personally just had a hard time moving these. So maybe let me know in the comments if you've had some success with Patagonia short sleeve button-ups. I haven't. Okay, came across this Rasco flame resistant work utility pearl snap long sleeve shirt. I'm gonna go ahead and skip on it because I got it priced at $9. It has some paint stains and oil stains, which is not uncommon for a lot of flame resistant garments. But the thing I would say is if you come across any pearl snap flame resistant shirts, grab them in a heartbeat if they're worth the price point, because I find that the pearl snap long sleeves sell a lot better. It's just a nicer looking shirt, kind of gives it that Wrangler brush popper feel, and I wish this guy was just a few dollars less. I'd buy it, but I'm not gonna spend that much because Rasco is kind of a low-end work utility brand. came across this Sims Core 3 men's fishing shirt, and it has a few stains on it, and it's priced up a little bit higher than I'd want to pay for it. But as I was saying earlier, with FR shirts that have pearl snaps, if you can find hiking shirts or fishing shirts or outdoor apparel shirts with pearl snaps, they're also going to sell for a little bit more too. So wish this was a little bit cleaner and a little bit cheaper. I would grab it. Came across some Ariat M2 thick stitch jeans, but they got these priced at $14.99, and I only sell these for about 27 to 32 bucks. So definitely not worth my investment of time. But there are some M5 rebars, and they are gently priced. Well, they're still priced up. I'm gonna go ahead and grab them. An honest take on how I can improve my reselling game is I need to teach myself more about ties. There's some money in ties, and that's something that a lot of people don't delve into. And so let me know if you're into ties and you know some good brands. Hit me up in the comments and give me some ideas what to look for. Whoever priced this women's half zip Patagonia knit pullover must have been feeling aggressive. This is $39.99, and I literally have 3 Patagonia pieces in my arm that are from the men's line, and every one of these are priced at under $20. All right, so this is a for sure grab, and this coat is a little beat up. It's Mountain Hardwear puffer. It's a women's. I can't tell what size it is. It's definitely gonna need some cleaning. It's got some stains. I'm gonna do a zipper test on it. It is definitely priced up, but I'm gonna grab it. I can sometimes sell a decent Mountain Hardwear puffer for anywhere from $50 to $100. This one's a little beat up, so I probably won't go for that, but great brand. Love selling puffers. All right, so this is a heartbreaker. This is a Smart Wool quarter zip, but probably some skier cut the sleeves off of it. Bummer deal. And I've stayed too long at this establishment, but they did put out some new men's clothing racks, which is a good thing. And while I didn't find as much as I had hoped in the men's clothing racks, I'm grateful that there's going to be more to choose from for future trips. So I'm gonna make this quick and then race off to the next establishment. So all in all, just ended up picking up the 3 Patagonia pieces as well as the Mountain Hardwear jacket. I ended up putting the Ariat jeans back. As I looked at them a little bit closer, they were just a little stained up, and I didn't want to really pay that much for them because there wouldn't be a whole lot of profit in them. And sometimes when I do this, I do pay up for items that I know I can flip quick, but with jeans that are a little stained up, even a brand like Ariat, they may just not move as quick. So everything you're doing is kind of a gamble when you're a reseller, but you got to really pay attention to what you're doing and the outcomes of some of these risks you're taking. That will give you a better idea with time and experience how to do it better the next time. So I'm going to shut up now, boogie down the road, get to the next thrift store. I am late for its opening, and I usually try to get there when it opens, but thanks for following. If you've made it this far, reach out and hit that like button. I'd appreciate it. Got about a 10-minute drive and just wanted to share an experience with you, the viewing audience, that was pretty cool that just happened at the last store. So not after being there about 5 minutes, I actually ran into a good friend and fellow subscriber to my channel. His name is Phil, and I met Phil probably about a couple weeks ago and introduced myself in person to him. I shared with him that I had a YouTube channel, and he told me he was inspired by Wick from Flippin' Junk, and I shared with him that that was one of the big people that inspired me to get into reselling when I was watching YouTube videos. But since this time, I've become pretty good buds with Phil. It's always nice to see him. It's good to chat with him, give him a handshake. And this morning I was able to just share with him how to look at sell-through rates on eBay. I always preach the importance of that, and I keep saying I want to make a video about how to look it up because it's a very easy thing to do, and it's going to give you a better idea of the quality or the value and how quickly an item will sell when you understand how to do that kind of research. And it's very important because you don't want to be buying items that are just going to sit on the shelf for a prolonged period of time. You want to buy items that move and are going to sell quickly for you and hopefully sell for a good amount of money. And so it just felt good to pay that forward, to give it back to somebody in person, especially somebody who's supporting my endeavor in this reselling as well as content creation game. And so thank you, Phil. I appreciate you watching. Thanks for your support. I hope you find nothing but good stuff out there, and I'm just grateful to become friends with you. One thing I found since I've been reselling is the community of people that have been supportive of me has been tremendous. And it's not only the people I've found that I've become friends with that are also resellers or people out there picking junk or working garage sales really hard in the summertime like me and working the thrift stores in the winter, but it's also those people, like I've said in past videos, that support me, that run thrift stores. And I really believe this: if your heart is in the right place, if your intentions are good, your people will find you, your community will make it to you. So just keep believing in that, keep paying it forward, keep doing the right thing. That's pretty much all I got to say about that. I'm gonna go ahead and get off the horn because I just passed a cop and hopefully he ain't gonna pull me over for driving and talking into my phone. But appreciate your people and pay it forward. All right, back here to see my friends at Methodist Thrift and hopefully find something good to resell for profit. Here we go. Found this Cody James FR. It is pearl snap. As I said earlier, that's an upgrade. It's in great condition and it's a pretty good price. I didn't know Cody James made FR, but I've sold a lot of Cody James jeans and a few shirts, so I'm gonna grab some pants to match the pearl snap FR shirt. They're in pretty good condition, pretty clean, decent size, prices okay. So nothing real freaking great in there, but a couple decent items. It was worth the travel over here. But all in all, pretty good haul today. I'm gonna go ahead and make the journey back to New Mexico. So I got about 45 minutes of driving. I'm gonna make that proverbial last stop at my local thrift store, as I know they have a couple Western Pearl Snap shirts they want me to look at. Hard to say if they're of any value. They're probably just the run-of-the-mill cheap type, but gonna go ahead and I'll continue filming footage once I get there. So just pulled up to the Friends and Family thrift store, which is the thrift store I usually finish my day with, and it is right down the road from my house, so you couldn't ask for anything more accommodating or better. There is, as I said, a few shirts in here that one of the employees wants to share with me, so I'm gonna race in there. I'm not sure I'll find a whole lot here. I do come in here almost every day and it can be kind of hit and miss, but it's just good to have a solid thrift store not far from home. It's kind of nice, and some days when I don't find much at other establishments, I tend to find stuff here. So let's go see what we find. I come in here almost every day, as I said earlier, and this is a thrift store that is not huge, but it's not small either, but it has a huge amount of books. And the strange part is I've never seen anybody buy a book here. So I'm back here where they do the intake and clean up some of the garments before they put them out on the rack. And I did come across these two heavier weight twill Wrangler Pearl Snap brush poppers. And I usually try to skip, as I've said in the past, on lighter weight ones, but these are the heavier material. This one's got black buttons, and that's a nice selling point for some of the Wrangler shirts. Black pearl snaps are a little bit more rare. And then this guy here is nothing real special about it, but again, it is that heavier material. And these are both extra large, and I like larger sizes. I just think they sell better. So I'm gonna go ahead and scoop them up. They're only a few bucks a piece. Not a lot of money to be made on these, but bread and butter. Also came across this Oakley beanie, and it's in pretty good shape. It's just a basic knit beanie, green colorway. Super glad I looked this up though, because I do very well on Oakley outerwear, but I don't seem to do as good on their shirts and some of their other clothing. But I've checked this, and this has just about 100% sell-through rate, and I imagine they'll probably sell it to me for maybe $1. So just got back home. I'm actually right next door to my house, up at my parents' house, as they are my neighbors. Gonna check in with them, just see how they're doing. And all in all today, not a bad haul. Got 9 items, nothing like home run status or bolos or bangers, no huge finds, but always grateful to find bread and butter pieces. Just happy to keep the inventory coming in. As I've said in the past, I thrift in a smaller market, so sometimes it's not easy in the winter months to always come up with good high sell-through rate items to list to my eBay store. But as I've done this, I've gotten better and more choosy about what I'm gonna buy, and also being better about checking the sell-through rates, trusting the science, and going by those types of research to make the whole experience of my reselling endeavor more efficient. So I suggest you do that. But lastly, before I go, I just want to say thank you to all the people that subscribe, and especially to the people that chime in on the comments. I love reading the feedback. I love hearing about your experiences, and I love when people share with me good places to go thrift, especially out of town where I'm not as familiar and somewhat of a newbie. So thanks again. If you like this video, please reach out there, hit that like button, make a comment for me, or please subscribe.